Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. For today's recipe, I have a super easy keto dinner roll recipe for you. This dinner roll recipe is perfect. They are nice and crusty on the outside, super soft, moist, yummy on the inside, and the best thing, once you learn to make this basic dough, you can flavor these dinner rolls any way you want. You can put some savory herbs, seasonings, spices, whatever. You can make them however you want and flavor them however you choose to flavor them. They are super easy and super versatile. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So, while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Line an 8-inch round cake pan with parchment paper and set it aside. In a large mixing bowl, combine 120 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, 24 grams or around 1 tablespoon of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. This is optional. I like a hint of a sweet taste in my dinner rolls. If you don't want any type of a sweet taste, then you can just leave this out. That's up to you. 13 grams or about 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Sift or whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Now, if you don't have xanthan gum or don't want to use xanthan gum, then you will most likely need to add at least 1 more egg when we add our eggs. The xanthan gum is to help give extra binding to the ingredients without having an extra eggy texture. But as I said, if you don't want to use it, then you will most likely need to add 1 more egg when we add our wet ingredients. Add 3 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smoothly. If you're not using the xanthan gum, then you may need to use 4 eggs. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until all the dry ingredients have been moistened by the eggs. Add 3/4 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. You do not want to put hot butter into your ingredients. It will cook your eggs. Stir the butter in until everything is fully combined and smooth. Add 3/4 cup of warm milk of your choice. Make sure it is just slightly warm. It doesn't have to be hot or anything. You just want it warmer than room temperature. It helps keep the dough nice and soft. Stir the milk in until everything is fully combined. Once the ingredients are all combined together, give the dough an extra 20 to 30 second good stir. This helps the coconut flour to start absorbing the moisture and also helps the xanthan gum and the eggs to start binding the ingredients together really well. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push the dough to the center of the bowl. Form the dough into a large, smooth ball. Then massage the ball for about 1 minute. This is going to help absorb any extra moisture. Your dough should be very soft and very moist, but it should not be sticky. If it's sticking to your hands a lot, then you need to add just a tiny bit more coconut flour. After you've massaged the dough for a minute and it's absorbed a little bit of the moisture, it still will be very soft and you still should have a decent amount of moisture in it. Form it back into a ball and place it back into your mixing bowl. Then let it sit at room temperature for about 5 minutes. This is again going to help it absorb a little bit more of that moisture and help the ingredients to settle in really well so that they bind together well so that you have soft, sturdy dinner rolls. After 5 minutes, massage the dough a little bit in your hands. Again, this is just testing the texture out. You want to make sure that your dough is holding together well. Then take a small portion of the dough and just roll it around in your hands to test out the texture. If the dough is coming together really smooth and very easily into a ball, and when you roll it around in your hands, it's staying together really well, then you know you have the right texture. If it's not coming together well and it seems crumbly, then you need to add just a tiny bit of water to it until your dough is holding together well. After you're sure that you have the right texture of dough, divide your dough into 9 equal portions. Should be roughly around a 1/4 cup in size for each portion. Then take one portion and roll it around in your hand to form a smooth, tight ball and place it into your prepared cake pan. Then take a second portion and again roll it into a tight, smooth ball and place it in your prepared cake pan right next to the first dough ball. Make sure that the sides are touching. Then continue to repeat the rolling process and placing the rolled dough portions into your prepared cake pan until all the portions have been shaped into smooth balls and are placed side by side into the prepared cake pan. Make sure that all the rolls are touching on the sides. This will help your dinner rolls keep a nice round shape. If the rolls aren't right next to each other, then you run the risk of your dinner rolls spreading out and not really having the shape of a roll, which won't affect the flavor any, but we're making rolls, so we want to try to keep them to look like rolls. So keep them touching each other. Once all your rolls are shaped and placed in their pan, in a small bowl, place 1 tablespoon of water and 1 egg. Use a fork and whisk these together until they're fully combined and completely smooth. Then brush a light layer of the egg wash over the top of each one of the rolls. If you have any leftover egg wash, you can always throw it in scrambled eggs the next day. It won't go to waste if you do have any leftovers. Then place the rolls in your preheated oven and bake at 400 degrees for 23 to 25 minutes or until the tops of the rolls are lightly browned and a tester comes out clean. Once they're baked, remove them from the oven. Allow them to cool in the pan at least 15 to 20 minutes or until the rolls have firmed up enough to remove from the pan without them coming apart. You can serve the rolls warm, slap some butter on them, or just eat them as they are. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely, then store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days or in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.